Tonight, from CenturyLink Field in Seattle, Washington, it's the NFC Championship game. We'll see Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks taking on Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL playoffs brings us to the Pacific Northwest, the home of the 12s, as it's called, CenturyLink Field in Seattle. Coming up, it's a battle to represent the NFC in this year's Super Bowl, and we've got a classic in store between the Green Bay Packers and the Seattle Seahawks. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
And he'll get to the 30-yard line before going out of bounds. Here we go with the Packer offense, guided by their decorated QB with a long list of Pro Bowls and other accolades next to his name, of course. Aaron Rodgers leading the way.
And we can talk all we want about football being a team game and leaning on different parts and aspects in order to get it done. And that's entirely true during the regular season. Some weeks it's the defense, the special teams, running the football. But in the playoffs, all the pressure reverts to the quarterback, and he has to play well and play at a really high level in order for his team to win.
He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at second down. Well, for the Seahawks and Packers, the two winningest teams in the NFC during the decade that just wrapped up. And during that decade, Seattle, 2 Super Bowl wins. The Packers had 1. And these two, of course, they met in the playoffs a season ago as well. And it was the Packers behind 2 touchdowns each from Devontae Adams and Aaron Jones, who beat the Seahawks 28-23. It'll be a gain of 7, and they get it back to a 3rd and 3.
A gain of 7 yards. And it's 3rd.
They'll try and run for it with Jones. No gain on the play there. Nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. Strong start by this defense. 3rd and short. They go with a run. Stonewalled for no gain.
I played for a guy who always talked about setting tones and meeting force with force. That felt like it on that play, didn't it? And they met it in a big way and won. What a great job by the defense.
On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. Back deep for the Seahawks, Tyler Lockett. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially, and it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Russell Wilson leads out the Seattle Seahawks offense. The veteran Wilson, a 3rd-round pick back in 2012.
Gave the commencement address at the University of Wisconsin a couple of years ago. One of the most popular players ever to pull on the uniform there. Beginning of his career, he was a so-called game manager. Take care of the football and rely on the defense. Now, in this stage of his career, the offense runs through him, and it runs really well.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick 1st down. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front and linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
They run it with Carson. And And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards. And that one heck of a run right there. Once he got loose, you could tell that he was going to run a long way. That was pretty impressive.
And first and foremost, this is all about vision. He can see the play developing right in front of him. And once he's past the line of scrimmage and got a full head of steam behind him, he's just going to keep right on going.
And the next-gen stats show him reaching at a top speed of 20 miles an hour. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10, right at the 40. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Here's Carson with a catch out of the backfield. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. We're scoreless after 1. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And this will be caught by Metcalf for a Seahawk touchdown. DK Metcalf, 31 yards. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Well, we knew they had the crowd on their side. Their defense has already made a stop, and now here's an opening drive touchdown.
Yeah, how about the defense making the stop, offense feeling their momentum that they've generated, and turning it into points on their side. So now you've got a team working together, and you've got the crowd involved fully on their side in this ball game.
And in this playoff atmosphere, that 12th man means even more. From the shotgun, Wilson steps away to his left. And he will get into the end zone, but there is a flag down. This one may be coming back. That hold coming from the left side of the line.
Hands got caught in the cookie jar on that one, and the flag came out. Penalty against him.
No, and the increased distance may have cost him there, as it is no good.
Michael Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. Jamal Agnew now to return it. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own.
The Packers offense here coming back out for their 2nd drive. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. It's a 1st down on a gain of 10. Interior of that line blocked really well on that run, but also the 2 tight ends, they blocked well too.
Not only have they scouted the line of scrimmage, with their agility, they can get upfield and hit moving targets like linebackers, defensive backs. They do a really good job helping out the running game.
On 1st down, Rodgers. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. To throw again, Rodgers. And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it. The threat of a 2nd straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up 3rd and 10.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they had incompletions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the 1st half. If you don't pick up the 1st down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down. Here's J.K. Scott now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. It's a 44-yard punt, just 3 on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football as they take over deep in their own territory. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their second drive. They'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive. From the gun, it's Wilson. On the move to his left. He's going to take off with it. He's got a first down past the 30. And finally taken down at the 36-yard line. Well, that was something to behold there. You might expect runs like that from a kick returner or wide receiver, but that's your quarterback hitting top speed.
And normally when you see guys moving this fast, it might be a fly pattern from a receiver or a toss sweep from a tailback or something like that. This was designed as a passing play, and then he got out of the pocket, and he just took off, and he just kept gaining momentum with every step.
And according to Next Gen Stats, his top speed on that one, better than 20 miles an hour. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Wilson. That's complete into the hands of Carson. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Now Wilson dancing to his left. Going for this is caught inside the 15. And they will finally catch him, but not before he gets it to the 11.
Well, big plays have been a hallmark of this offense all season, so there was no reason to think that it wouldn't continue here in this title game. Obviously, the magnitude of the event, not getting to them early.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. That's complete right around the 8. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. Keep in mind they can still get a first down here as they come up on 2nd and inches. Throwing again here, Wilson. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Russell Wilson with 2 first-half touchdown passes. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. CD for them. This has just been an offensive explosion here in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the 1st quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the 2nd. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better. And I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
So now a 2-point conversion attempt coming for Wilson and the Seahawks. Again, Wilson steps away. That is caught. He's got it. And the lead will move to 14-0. So they go with the pass, and it works there on the 2-point try. Charles, just in general, what are your thoughts passing versus running on 2-point conversion? Situational?
It is situational, and you have to know your team. What is your strength? Because so many people think you have to throw the ball in a 2-point conversion, but the stats will tell you that running it is about as proficient. So know your team and go to your strength.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
At their own 32-yard line.
And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
19 seconds showing to play in the half as they come up here 1st and 10. Looking deep for Adams. This is caught inside the 15. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this 1st half. Rodgers now on 1st down. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Again, he was looking for Devontae Adams, and it's second down.
Leads to 2nd and 10.
The kick by Elliott is good. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3.
Packers 3.
Well, not the best first half facing this deficit, but at least they did put 3 on the board before half.
Yeah, it's a little bit like that stormy, cloudy day, and the sun peeks through just for a second. They saw the sun there. They're hoping to see a little bit more of it in the second half.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
So we've reached halftime here in the NFC Championship as we send you cross-country to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thanks. As always, what half remains?
Yeah, who has time for a halftime show with a trip to the Super Bowl on the line? Let's get back to it. The Hallis Trophy still hangs in the balance as the second half now underway in the NFC Championship game. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half.
And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Making a hat trick for Russell Wilson, 3 touchdown passes now. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead. I think it's fair to say there's nothing that gets a crowd to its feet quite like a big play, and that was something special there. Boy, was he moving.
Well, in this league where coordinators worry so much about drawing up the right routes, blocking assignments, misdirections and stuff, they have these precise arrows and movements. Sometimes the best plays just come from the schoolyard where you look at your fastest guy and say, go long, go get it, big man.
Now Myers for the extra point. Whoa! He just yanked that one well to the left and no good.
Michael Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. From the 10. And a penalty marker's down on the field. And they might be backing up a bit here to start the drive.
Come on, baby, we gotta do our job. We gotta do our job, man.
Yeah, this is going to put them back with not great field position.
So they really got zero benefit at all, right? Sometimes you can absorb a penalty when you get a big return, then the penalty brings it back, but you still have great field position. As you pointed out, not in this case.
And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. Wait a second. They did not accept that after the incompletion. What? Your look is just as puzzled as mine.
I got nothing for you here. You have to take that penalty, don't you?
It's free yards. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Trying to lay one up deep. He's got a man, complete. On 3rd and 10, they go flying past the marker and get nearly 40 yards. Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their defense as well. They'll get a few stops.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. From the shotgun, a give to Jones. Call that a gain of 5 as the clock ticks inside of 2 minutes to go now in the 3rd. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
brings up 2nd and 5.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass.
There defensively.
From the gun, it's Rodgers. Gets this to his running back, Aaron Jones. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
And for the second time tonight, his field goal unit comes out here. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt.
Packer is 6.
These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
And now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. Tyler Lockett trotting onto the field, getting set for this next drive. Pretty good game for him so far. I guess he's still got time here to make this a great game, but so far, he's been solid.
I like where you're going with that because it has been pretty good. But there's always that hint that things can really escalate for him. And right now, they feel like they're somewhat keeping him in check, but he has found the end zone once. But, boy, he can explode at any moment.
Yeah, and when you hit that end zone once, you want to find it again, don't you?
Yes, you do.
Makes you hungrier.
You get greedy in a good way.
On 2nd down now, it's Carson. And this Green Bay defense making that play look a lot like the previous one. Both tackles behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
Well, they sent the power set out there, and their job is to be man-on-man and move people so they can run the football. But that time, too many men didn't get moved in the box defensively. They end up throwing him for...
And that's caught inside the 30. And they do get him out of bounds finally, but the damage is done. A big hitter on what proves to be the final play of the 3rd quarter. So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down inside the 30, here's 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. They'll be brought down at the 21 after a pickup of 4.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now, I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They've got it 1st and goal in a game that appears to have already been decided. And this will be caught by Metcalf for a Seahawk touchdown. DK Metcalf, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Seahawks add on to their lead. Well, something about this team, you just felt like they were one of destiny all season long. And they made themselves today, as you can see, the class of the NFC.
Yeah, and it's starting to look more and more like a Super Bowl trip is very much in their future.
And the fans starting to book those tickets. So now a 2-point conversion attempt coming for Wilson and the Seahawks. Wilson operating from the gun. He'll try and run it. And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more. And that was was the old QB one-man band play there on the conversion.
And look, let's face it, even quarterbacks who don't have great mobility, in certain situations, they're able to actually take the ball in themselves. Remember way back when Joe Namath against the Giants at the Yale Bowl, right? Remember Joe had all those knee operations. They thought he couldn't run it. No one accounted for him. He practically walked into the end zone.
To return, here's Agnew. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
The Packers take over 1st and 10. At their own 30-yard.
The Green Bay offense ready to take over. And their backs really against the wall now. And we knew how tough it would be for them. You're coming on the road, NFC title game, crazy environment, and certainly just not looking good here in the fourth. Here's a throw, complete right side to start things out. Not much there, only a yard. Now they got to get to the line quickly. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete. Another pass attempt, another incompletion. You figure defensively, you're in the fourth quarter here. You've held the team under 100 yards passing. You've done your job.
Especially in today's NFL, which is truly a pass-first league.
He's going to let it fly. And that's caught inside the 30. And he is finally out of bounds, but not before taking it down inside the 30.
That's not good enough, man.
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So flag for the contact, pass interference.
And I know that you're going to look at me and roll your eyes, and rightfully so, because you know what I'm going to say. Doesn't the defender have a right to the football as well?
No, I don't like defenders.
That's because you spent too much time with me. Okay, I'll side with you on this one. It's the correct call.
The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long. Throwing again on 2nd down. Rodgers. This one complete to Tanyan underneath. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
3rd down.
Rodgers again now. And this is going to be intercepted. It's Quentin Dunbar with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. For this defense, CD, that's kind of the icing on the cake here as we get to the end of this one.
And didn't you feel that they weren't just going into total prevent there? You know, they had the lead, and sometimes you fall back and you lose your aggressiveness. Not in this case. They were still making a play on the football, and look how that one turned out. They may have salted this one away.
They'll start out on the ground with Carson. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out.
No.
Now that's one they hate. The ball's got to come all the way back.
So that's an explosive play, a really explosive play that gets wiped out, and they have to start over after the penalty.
And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They run again with Carson. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss. Couldn't get it done.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield.
The Seahawks are the NFC champs. Time for us to sign off. Thank you so much for watching, and good night, everybody. And that'll close the books on the conference championship. For Charles Davis, myself, Brandon Gaudin, and our entire crew, we'll talk to you in 2 weeks from the Super Bowl.